Hi, Robin here, and welcome back to episode 2 of Flesh is Weak. I didn't actually realise it's been quite a while since part 1 of Flesh is Weak, so apologies for the delay, but I thought I'd give you an update video. It might be quite long because it's been so long. I've actually done quite a lot of painting. So the unit you see in front of you is the unit that was just grey in the last video, so I've managed to get that all completed up. It's a veteran tactical squad. As I said in my last video, I'm going for Pride of the Legion. So yeah, this is a veteran tactical squad. So I'll just bring one up quickly so you can have a look if I can get it to focus. Okay, so obviously this guy's the sergeant. He'll be wearing artificer armor and he's got the power fist. So it's just a Betrayal of Calf box set with the Forge World upgrades. Now, those of you that are veteran players know that it's never a great idea to have your Marines foot slogging it across the table. So with that in mind, I decided to give them a little bit of transport. So I just went for the bog standard Rhino. So it's just the 40k one, but it still does the job, and it doesn't seem to offend too many of the hardcore Horus Heresy players. So happy with that. How that came out. Used a lot of the Forge World transfers on that one. Also mentioned in my last video that I was planning on doing something with the Betrayal of Calf Dreadnought. So I did. Yeah, it's a little bit different to what you probably used to seeing. I decided to sort of change it all up and magnetize it, and so this is how it's actually turned out. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos or Facebook where I've done some pics of this, yeah, I've given it the sort of the chain fist. So that's a chain fist that I made myself. It's got the Keras pattern assault cannon, and then that's just from Terminator sprue. But yeah, it just gives it a little bit more of a dynamic pose, and because I've magnetized it, I can obviously put whatever weapons I want on it. So happy with how that guy came out. He's got some brass etchings as well from Forge World on there, just to give it a little bit more detail, because it was a bit of a bland miniature from the box set, but still great for the basic box set. So yeah, again, happy with how he has come out. Now this is where, if I'm honest with you, I got a little bit off piste, because I said I was then going to paint a Praetor model, and I didn't. I actually went for one of these, which is the, well, I'll bring it closer so you can see. It's actually the Legion Apothecary model. So he can nestle nicely into one of the veteran tactical squads, support them, give them all feel no pain. Really useful to have. So I've just changed his weapon arm, so he's actually got a power sword rather than the chain sword, because I plan to give him artificer armor. So you know, he's a bit more tanky, so I thought, well, may as well spend a few extra points to give him a fairly decent weapon. Only a slight conversion on him. I just sort of made him look a little bit more iron handsy by just putting a bit of a wire coming out of his backpack with the sort of targeter on there, just to put my own little spin on it. So again, yeah, really happy with how he came out. Put some blood for the blood god effect on him. So yeah, he's looking nice, if I do say so myself. This is where I went really off-piste, and this is probably the magpie in me. I saw a nice shiny model when I took a trip to Forge World, so I thought, well, I've got to buy that. So yeah, that's what I went for. So not exactly a cheap purchase, but really happy with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this model. It was really good fun to put together, and the results are just you know, I love it. I love the way it looks. It's so menacing on the table. I went with the grav again. This is me. So yeah, magnetized there, then magnetized at the shoulder. So I can sort of swap all the weapons out. I've even magnetized these ones, so I can put the little Volkite in there as well, so I can swap and change those. So I'll just show you what else I've done with this. So I've got this arm here, so I can have him in close combat. I have actually changed the back of the arm. It's a little bit fiddly to do on camera, but this is magnetized as well, so I can put that on there like that. So it all looks all nice. So he is a great unit. Really love playing with this guy. As I said, very menacing on the table, and he can do a lot of damage to your opponent. I have actually been doing a few sort of playtest battles, and I'm in a Facebook group where we actually meet up every month and we pledge an extra 250 points each month, and then have sort of a battle at the end of that. So that's really helping focus my army. So all the ideas I had for it kind of have gone out the window after every 250 point increment. So when I dropped the Leviathan into the list, I played against a friend of mine called Liam, and he basically tore me to pieces because he kept me at arm's length. And what I realised is the maximum range of any of my weapons in my force up to, I think it was 1,000 points we were at that point, was 24 inches. And Liam, his force was all at least 36 inches. So I thought, right, I've got to do something with that. So again, I was at Warhammer World, and I saw another shiny. So yeah, I went for the Predator Executioner. So this is the one which obviously comes with the Predator Executioner cannon, which is a plasma. So that's obviously a 36-inch range. So it gives me a little bit extra range, and also it's got the las cannons on it. Again, this is me, so it's magnetized, so I can swap that out. It also comes with the conversion beamer. Haven't painted the conversion beamer yet because I don't think it's going to get used very often, but it does look cool, so I will paint it up eventually, and I'll probably throw some pictures on Facebook of that. I don't think I'll dedicate a video just to a different weapon, so keep an eye on Facebook for that. Don't know when it will be. I've also magnetized the sponsons, not particularly because I'm planning on running it with heavy bolters, but it's just easier to carry it as well in your KR cases. And it's, you know, if you drop it, or not that you'd want to drop a resin model, but if you do, hopefully that will just snap off rather than the las cannon snapping completely. So that was the sort of first bit of my heavy support and giving me a little bit of extra range, but I thought that's all eggs in one basket, so that is the only thing that I've got that can shoot over 24 inches, which my opponent would know, especially if I'm playing Liam, and he'd blow it up on first turn probably, so then I'd still be back in the same scenario of some really short range. So I thought, well, I need some contingency, so that's where the next unit came in, which is these guys, which is a heavy support squad, and these have got the missile launchers. These are the newer pattern of missile launcher. I can't remember which pattern it is, to be honest with you, but they're the ones which Forge World have recently released. I think that just looks so cool. The older pattern, when it's actually on the shoulder, I wasn't actually keen on the missile launcher. I thought it looked a bit strange. It's that classic look, so you know, you kind of feel like, yeah, I should have that because, you know, it's like from the Rogue Trader era. But yeah, I wasn't massively keen on it. But then seeing them like this, sort of underslung, it just looks such a cool weapon then, just by putting it in a different position. I don't know, do you agree with me, guys? Comments down below, obviously, but I love these. I'm really happy with how these have turned out as well. Really happy about the whole army, as you can probably tell. What I have done on these as well is obviously, you know, magnetized. I won't pull that off because the paint's probably still a little bit wet on these ones, to be honest with you. But they're all magnetised at the wrist, and you can actually just slot in normal bolters. So if I wanted to run these as a veteran tactical squad, I can do. I'm actually planning on, if I'm not running them as a heavy support squad, I'm going to stick some Seeker pattern bolters, or whatever they're called. So they become a Seeker squad, which is a little bit like, if you don't know 30k, a little bit like a Stern Guard squad. Better in some ways, not quite as good in others. They're ballistic skill 5 and they get different ammunition, but some of the ammunition gives them a heavy profile, so they're not quite as versatile as the Stern Guard, but are more reliable when it comes down to shooting. So that's everything that I have painted up over the past couple of months since the last video. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing next. I am going to Warhammer World this weekend, and I am thinking I might be picking up another Dreadnought, because it's Iron Hands and it'd be rude not to have at least 4 Dreadnoughts in your list. But this, how I've built the army, I think it is actually missing a little bit of air support. I've obviously got the Mortis, the Mortis Contemptor Dreadnought that you saw in the first video, but again, you want to build some redundancy in, so if that dies, you've still got something else that can shoot up at the sky. So I think Dorado Dreadnought, I'll probably go with the plasma guns. I think that's probably the next thing that I'm going to do. I will try and do another video sooner, so you're not going to see just a massive spam of loads of units. I'll try and do it like Richard does with his, sort of every time he completes a unit, does a short video, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here watching me ramble on for, what is it, about 12 minutes now. So I think with that in mind, I'll wrap it up here. So love to hear your comments on what you think about my army. Any suggestions that you could give me for extra units that you think I should add in. I'd really love to hear what you think. It would be really useful for me. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.